Welcome back to the Dark Underbelly. We're going to take a look at 3 cases. It's almost like we're going to have to be doing weekly updates because there's so many cases of female predators in the community, and we've got 2 trials ongoing right now, as well as a babysitter in Houston. But first, let's go to the infamous Party Mom trial that has ended, where we've got juries in deliberations. That is Party Mom Shannon O'Connor. She was accused of hosting very large parties for teenagers, encouraging sex, being involved in a number of salacious and criminal conduct, as well as supplying drugs and alcohol, and allowing her house to become a teen flop house for parties. She was finally called out for the behavior after months and months of it happening. And finally, at some point, someone said something. Out of the hundreds of kids that were involved, as well as the dozens of parents, finally, she was called out for her conduct, and she escaped to Idaho or Montana. But she was recalled back in 2022 timeframe, has been in jail ever since. That is Party Mom Shannon O'Connor is now facing a jury as they deliberate a 4-month trial that has been going on since November, December. Dozens of witnesses turned down a 17-year prison term as a plea deal. She don't want it, and now she's facing more than 30 years in prison, which is odd. She's charged with 63 counts of criminal conduct, but only facing a maximum of 31 years in prison. Let's take a look at what the update is for Party Mom's trial.
After a 16-week trial, jurors must now decide whether Shannon O'Connor is guilty of 63 counts of furnishing alcohol to children, child endangerment, and other crimes. Crimes a longtime family friend of O'Connor's told me off camera at the courthouse Monday did not fit the woman she knew. She says her friend is not the woman prosecutors portrayed during this trial or their 2-day-long closing argument.
She's become infamous across this country as the Los Gatos Party Mom. So she has a built-in bias against her, and it's important for the defense to humanize her.
That's exactly what O'Connor's attorney, Stephen Prokosky, attempted to do during his closing arguments. He chose to defend only against counts involving non-consensual sexual acts among the teens, annoying and molesting a child charges, dissuading a witness, and child endangerment. Prokosky was not there to suggest his client was innocent of all crimes, but he challenged the jury to find the evidence to suggest O'Connor ever coerced the teens to ignore consent, put them in situations of great bodily harm, or experience sexual arousal from
The
teens'
party
actions,
house,
as the
trap
prosecution
house.
claimed.
There it
The
is.
big question for this jury is really going to be, how do they react to these sex offenses? Are they going to say that she aided and abetted their commission, or was this something that took place when she did not approve of that or condone it in any way?
What might be the difference in sentencing if the defense
She was
is
a man.
successful in their strategy?
Well, if the defense can convince this jury that she's only guilty of these misdemeanors, she is going to receive credit for time served and will get out of jail very quickly. But if she's convicted of the felony counts in total, she's going to be spending additional time in state prison and have to register as a sex offender.
There's been nothing speedy about this case, and there's no reason to believe that deliberation or a verdict will be either. But now, after 4 months of trial and 5 total years in court, we await the final decision.
All right, as we await a final decision on Party Mom, again, years of litigation. This isn't a, hey, she did this, it's pretty clear, one-day trial. This is a years-long process to bring Shannon O'Connor to a justice for the alleged conduct where she was hosting these parties involved in the sexual abuse of kids, encouraging sexual conduct. She believes she's a scapegoat where, these are all just teenage behavior that she facilitated, but that she couldn't stop it. So if she couldn't stop it, why not host it and facilitate it and be involved in it? She is accused of sexual misconduct, again, for conduct that went on for months, if not years, without being noticed or worried about or complained. One wonders if a father was facilitating similar parties for kids if that would have gone on for this long, if the trial would have taken this long, if the process would have, or would this thing have been wrapped up within months of it being brought to light in 2022. So let's move to another trial that we've got going on, Mayor Misty. That's right. Mayor Misty is a former Louisiana mayor, off on a technicality in a few months ago. Mayor Misty Roberts was accused of sexual misconduct while she was mayor. We got a little bit of political sexual abuse in this case. She was, because of some duplicate charge, her first trial ended sort of in a mistrial, or, had appeals court had overturned some of the first trial and the prosecutor's arguments there. She has been retried, and let's see where Mayor Misty's jury is in their deliberations.
Opening statements highlighting a trail of text messages and alleged bias by investigators. Court is back in session today for the sex crimes trial of former DeRidder Mayor Misty Roberts. KPLC's Devin Cruz joins us live from DeRidder from outside the courthouse. Devin?
Yeah, Cynthia, I'll start with some of the procedural stuff. Today started this morning with jury selection after yesterday's jury selection issues. And then after that in the afternoon, both sides got their first opportunity to try and convince the jury. Now, Assistant District Attorney Charles Robinson got his chance first, describing what he called a lewd photo that was uncovered of Roberts and a minor on the night of the party. Robinson said several teens witnessed the incident in question. He went on to outline a text conversation between Roberts and the young man's mother that discussed Roberts' use of birth control. Roberts' defense team told jurors their client is being, quote, railroaded. Defense attorney Adam Johnson says she has been misconduct by a judge who's been dismissed from the case. He also highlighted what he calls a biased state police investigation. We heard him quote the same line he did in the evidence hearing a couple of weeks back, where the detective agreed. She said, quote, either the witnesses needed to get on board with the train or get run over. He also said no one reported the alleged crimes the alleged incident to police. Detectives only became involved after social media started churning, and he said that tainted the investigation. Now, Judge Savoy said before opening statements began to the jury that this very well may run into Saturday.
Nobody reported the abuse. It somehow came to light, as do most cases that even get to see the light of day. We know, let's throw a percentage out there, 99% of cases where women are sexually abusing boys and young men, we know they never surface really until cases like this. And then it's a defense talking point, right? The defense is saying, the victim never even reported this. The victim never even wanted this conduct to be in court, doesn't want to be a victim. And so if the victim doesn't want to be a victim, there's no crime. Well, that's how the system has been viewing it. Even though we have these statutory rape laws that, detail and, determine who is a victim, most boys don't want to be victims according to the system operators. And so therefore, because they don't want to be a victim, then the pedophile basically escapes justice, as happens in most of the cases.
Today also ended early because of some sort of evidence issue the judge talked about. We'll find out more about that tomorrow at 9 when we're all back here. But for now, reporting here in DeRidder, Devin Cruz.
Now we're going to go to Houston, where we've got a shocking tale of a babysitter who's babysitting two teenage boys.
Two teenagers that she was a nanny for.
And court documents reveal at the time she also worked for a school district. We have since learned, though, she's resigned.
ABC 13's Brianna Willis joins us now live from the Harris County Jail with what we know about this investigation so far, Brianna.
Yeah, a lot going on with this one, you guys. Not only do court documents reveal that this went on for years, they also reveal she not only slept with the victim's father, but she also gave one of the boys an STD, according to court documents.
Wow. She slept with the victim's father, the perpetrator. Now, how common is this one? We've seen men, fathers, and a lot of men behave so cowardly with this type of sexual abuse. and we just can't put it on because, we thought that it was like wood chippers and, all these social awareness about sexual abuse. And then we learned, he wanted to or was sleeping with the predator. Does that change the dynamic a little bit and how things are reported?
Ma'am, you are here for 2 second-degree felonies of sexual assault of a child, 14 to 17.
Time this week. Court documents allege she sexually assaulted 2 teenagers she was a nanny for.
It is alleged complaint number 1 was ages 13 to 16. Complaint number 2 was ages 11 to 17. It is alleged from March of 2017 to January of 2023. Complaint number 2 stated that you showed him an unclothed picture of yourself. From March of 2017, ages 13 to 16. Complaint number 2 was ages 11 to 17. It is alleged from March of 2017 to January of 2023.
March of 2017 through when?
Complaint number 2017 to January of 2023.
Of January of 2020. I mean, this sexual abuse survived COVID. I mean, this is 6 years of continuous sexual abuse of a child. The nanny, did they not outgrow needing a nanny at some point, starting with possibly as young as age 11? We'll never know. Texas doesn't release these records because Texas doesn't want you to know about these crimes and how easy they are against female predators. But assaulting 2 victims, and she's only charged with 2 crimes, and it continued for 6 years, and she's only charged with, she was charged with 200 felonies or just 2 felony charges or 2 crimes.
Complaint number 2 stated that you showed him an unclothed picture of yourself.
Records show it was in 2023 when one of the boys reported being sexually abused by his babysitter. Investigators say cameras were installed that observed the teenager coming out of Hespeth's room, and documents show he indicated having sexual contact. Records also reveal his brother said the same thing. Documents stating between both of the victims, they described the alleged assault ranging from touching their private parts to intercourse. One stating it went on so long he's traumatized from it and even became a high school dropout. Also stating Hespeth had a virus that got transmitted to him. Documents say back in 2023 when his mother...
Wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to be good for kids. I thought boys love this stuff. You might have given him an STD, might have a child to take care of, possibly might have gotten her pregnant. Now he dropped out of school? Wait a minute. I thought the complex told us that this was also enjoyable for kids. I thought boys did this to become men. I didn't know they got STDs from it, might have to take care of a kid as a kid, might have to pay for it for the rest of their life. Dropped out of school, didn't get a good education, started drinking, Wait a minute. I must be confused. I must be on a different planet.
Mother found out she wanted to press charges, but his dad did not want.
Oh, and wait a minute. Even though his mother wanted to press charges against Hegseth, we would never think that Secretary Hegseth would be involved in this behavior, but we do have Nanny Haley Hegseth is involved, allegedly. His father didn't want to. What? I thought daddies were protecting their kids. I thought daddies would send their predators to wood chippers. 6 feet under. Death penalty. I didn't know that daddies didn't want to even press charges against the predators. I didn't know that daddy would be sleeping with the predator and that would somehow change his calculus. I thought tough daddies here in America and a tough Texas dad would be there protecting his kid. Apparently not. I mean, so much of what we hear and then what we actually see here on the Dark Underbelly.
It is alleged that you stated that you cared for both complainants and denied all sexual allegations.
Denied it all.
That the motivation for the allegations was because you were sleeping with the complainant's father.
The investigation picking back up in May of last year and is still ongoing. Yeah, and court documents also reveal the suspect worked within Katy ISD. I, of course, reached out to the district today. They tell me she was a paraprofessional, but they say back in 2023, she resigned from her position. We're live downtown. I'm Brianna Willis, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Miss Seth is alleged to have abused boys for multiple years. No one said a thing. Daddy's sleeping with her as well. Doesn't want to press charges. She might have given one of the boys an STD. Dropped out of school. It has been devastating, according to him, on his life. Like, again, revolving around, I thought we were supposed to come back and be told what to think about this. I didn't think we actually let the victims say what they actually experienced in real life if they decide to speak. But a lot of victims will say that it was good for them. They were sexual abuse victims, but they can't accept that fact, sadly. And we see a lot of things devolve from there.